With this one, this is a popular request. Which this one was requested by one of our subscribers. She said she wanted to learn how to draw a football figure. So we decided to make a live stream and fulfill her request. Right. So if you're watching and if you have any requests, you can leave it in the comments. That is if you're watching this pre-recorded. But if you're watching it live, thank you so much for joining. So this is a soccer player, and this one I was just thinking about Dragon Ball Z. Last time I made a sketch of Dragon Ball Z, so I wanted to change him into a soccer player because he don't play soccer. Well, I have never seen him play soccer, so yeah, that's it. So currently, that's what we have now, and we'll be working on this for today. Yeah. So as you already know, we're gonna start off with our brush, our we start off with a faint sketch, right? Then after that, we'll grab an eraser and probably dab it or just trace over it anyhow you want it. So we'll take the pen and just try to get some things out of it. Now I always say that the pen is just a guideline. You don't have to follow it. If you are sketching and you realize that it's a mistake or it's gonna look way better, you can always change it. You don't have to follow it strictly, right? Unless you've made it so perfect that you would want to follow it. Um, you would sorry, I was just thinking you would want to follow it verbatim, right? Like you just copy essentially what you've already done, which is possible. So I I I like to use this as a base, and when I'm sketching over it, I like to manipulate it because I already see how this one would be like. So if I want to take a different route, I definitely know how it's gonna look like and it's gonna turn out. So we will just um, go over this as fast. Now remember, when you're drawing the lines, try to overlap them and use wiggle lines, right? Try to overlap them and use wiggle lines. This way, when it's time to shade, it will feel much more natural, right? But you pay attention here when it comes to the back side. We wouldn't want to go wiggle because he's stretching his pants, so this place is gonna be really curved out like so, right? Then we have his clothing here. We go back to the wiggle like that. You overlap it. That's the key in this whole sketch that we'll be trying to do, because a majority, more than 50% of what we'll be working on is his clothing, right? So here you try to overlap it. And use wiggle lines. Use wiggle lines to do it like that, right? And if this was if this wasn't live and this was a pre-recorded, I would have you know just speed this up. But since it's live, we get to talk through it and you see how it goes down. So you just take your time and right? You just choose these wiggle lines. Right? Yeah. Now it's starting to look good at this point. So I'm just gonna continue with the lines. All right. This sketch wouldn't be so difficult, and it wouldn't have too much. It doesn't entail too much because there's not a lot going on. It's just his shirt and his posture. That is what we need to work on. So there's not a lot going on compared to the other ones that we have tackled before. So this one, it's pretty easy and straightforward. So I'll break it down as we go. Then you guys can get the concept on how to do something like this. But always remember that when you're working on this, use wiggle lines, all right? Don't use straight lines. Just wiggle your lines and try to overlap them as you go, right? So by so doing, if it's time to shade, you would understand more of what I'm talking about. Hey Miguel, how you doing? All right, so I just put it up like that. Then yeah, work on his shoes, right? My camera is gonna blur it out a little bit, so bear with me. You might not see so well of what I'm doing. I feel like the shoes here, I copied the Predator. The Predator, is it Predator from Beckham, right? Last year, Beckham's boots. Yeah, that's where I got that inspiration from. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I don't really remember, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. All right, so I have that. Hey, Miguel, how are you doing? How was your day? All right, then I'll try to give him some stockings. Okay, just a little bit of details to help define what I'm doing here. So we go here, then this one as well. We come here, all right? So I'm gonna start shading this lower part here, just to give just to help us with the kind of information that we're gonna be working with, right? Or how to do it. So for instance, this area, what you would have to do is you realize that this line. Let me pick up the sketch and bring it closer so that you can see. You realize that this line is inside and this one is outside. So we're going to shade this part and leave this part, and we shade here and we leave this part, right? So if you take a look at it, it's going to look like this. I'm going to shade this part. I'm leaving this part, which the bump here, then I come down here, then I'm going to shade it like this, right? It won't go all the way, but that's how this outline is going to look like. We're going to repeat that same technique across it, right? When you do it like that, it gives it the feeling of the folding, the folding, should I say, feature of the pants, right? So like this. I was watching another YouTube video, and this guy was explaining something called X, Y, and Z on how to shade it. But that concept, I didn't really get it. Right, so you shade it, you shade a light shade, and right, this is just providing some sort of information for what we are working with. Right, and these ones are just values, right? These are just values that we'll be working with in the main when we get to stage 3, right? And with this one, we're just gonna go to 4 stages. We won't go to 5 because this one is not complicated. We're just gonna go 4 stages here. So right, I shade and I shade here, right? Now you feel like it's a little bit folding, right? So I come here and I'm gonna repeat the same thing on his thighs. This place is gonna be a little darker. Like so. But these ones, we're going to do this one in the next phase. Right now, we're just going to leave it like this. And we'll try to give a lot more information to the rest. Give you some context that we are working with. Right now, you pay attention to the angle of my strokes. You realize that they are following this outline here, right? It's not just random strokes that I'm putting together. These ones are following this outline. So I'm just repeating that, following this line, right? So this curve, you repeat this curve in this direction, right? So this then we come here. It's pretty straightforward. We come here and inside this part, we just go and shade it out like that, right? Okay, so after we have it like that, then we come here. So with this, I'm just gonna shade this part. Right, and why I'm shading this part is because of the shadows the pants is be creating, right? The shadows that the pants will be creating. So that's why we shade this area. Now, just like the technique we discussed here, that's the same thing we're just gonna do in this side, right? We're just gonna shade the lower part and leave the upper part. We shade low, we leave the high part. And this part, we wouldn't stress too much about it because we would think of it as it's being overexposed. The information here is overexposed, so we wouldn't do too much to it. And always keep in mind that when you're trying to detail it, use soft strokes, all right? Soft and spiky strokes to define what you're working on. All right, so we have this one. And we're gonna keep working on it, right? We're just gonna follow the same um, theory. Should I say theory? Right? And we're gonna detail it out in the next stage. But right now, yeah, let's keep it easy. We take our time and we execute. Right? We're gonna have it like this. So here, we're just gonna shade this side. Right? This is the the light is coming in from this angle, so we're just gonna leave this place darker. All right, so this is the concepts that we're using. This areas will be overexposed, and here would be slightly a little bit overexposed. And if you're explaining it in let's say terms, here will be the shadows, here would be the highlights, and this area will be the midtones, right? So you, that is the terminologies which is going on here. So here is the highlight here, this place is the shadows, and these area where I'm working on right now would be the midtones. In some situations the midtones could be in the middle, but in this situation no, because the source of light is different, is in a different position than, I gotta draw the position of source of light to make it easier when we get to the next stage. So I'm just gonna roughly shade his boots, right? Yeah, just for some context, right? Nice. So here, that's so far we're still on stage one. I'm just gonna double up a little bit, then we can get this thing in stage two. Then I can explain a little more of what goes on in the shadows and the midtones. Now it's very important that when you're applying these strokes, because here his clothes are folded, right? So you would want to, should I say, simulate that. So you'll be shading under the lines, like you'll be shading under the lines like this, right? And that is gonna give you that right? And that's what's gonna give you that folding kind of a feeling of the jersey, right? Like like this. We're gonna apply more shadows to this when we get to the next stage, but currently we wouldn't stress too much. We just try to get the um, the entire framework to help us understand what's going on, right? I realize that sometimes when I watch other tutorials, some people might start off at try to detail one area, and as they go on, the detail, and expand. But what I like to do is I just like to do the overall, just to give me a rough idea of what I'm working with before I detail it out. Either ways, I don't really think there's a right way. I just feel like any one or any way which works with you, you could apply. You could just learn and apply that that method to your skill set. Now you see here, as this we're trying to make the folding of the jersey here, we are just shading in between the lines, right? And that's what's going to give us that that feeling. If you're still watching and you have any question, um, you can send me a message in the chat. I could explain if there's something that I missed. You could also let me know, bring it to my attention, and we can discuss it out. So here, you realize that this is the line here. I'll bring it a bit closer. Here we have this line going on. So we want to show the folding effect here. I'm just going to do them like that. Right? So like that. And we come inside here. We're going to darken it a little bit. Shade them like that. Right. So now we have about, let's say, 20% of the work done. We're gonna go to stage 2, but before we're gonna tackle stage 2, we'll be applying, what is it called, our values, right? We'll apply our values to it. We'll apply our values to it, and let me just tackle this head. Then after, we would handle the values. So we're just gonna go back right now after we have all the informations we needed for the first phase. Now we're gonna go to stage 2, right? All right. So we're gonna go to stage 2. Now, what I was saying, applying of values, right? Okay. So when we're applying the values to this, the values just means giving information for the details to work with. I don't know if that makes sense, but you will see in just in a minute. You give it values and tones so that the details we apply would have information to work with. And so here I'm using a 0.1, right? I'm using a 0.1 to start off my details. So with that, I'm just going to, right, right, just soft strokes, not too fancy or anything. Soft strokes to provide some context for what is going to be coming in stage 3. So here, I'll just turn my book a little bit and apply those values. All right. Now, although it might seem that I'm just drawing random strokes, these are not random strokes. I'm following the outlines of the contours. So for example, you see this line here? This line here, that's what I'm following, right? And when I come here, the outline here, that's the direction I'm following. So it might seem random, but bro, it's not random. I know what I'm doing. uh, there's this quote that is like, when you see someone do something effortlessly, it might mean that he has put in a lot of hours to make it so simple, to make it seem so simple. And yeah, so don't get it twisted, or don't make it seem like it's just random strokes. No, I'm following this contours, and when I get here, so I go this direction, I go in this direction, and when I come here, I go in this direction. But because I make it too fast, probably you might not see my motion as it's going, right? Now you see, as I've already applied the values, when I'm trying to detail here, showing the folds, it look so, I don't know if I can say so much better, right? So I do that and I apply this. Those are the values. All right, so we get that part covered. Yeah. Okay. Now, the next thing that we'll be working on is his thigh here. We'll try and apply a little bit more information, because we have to get his kneecap, and there might be some shadows also all over these areas, right? So that's 101, information 101 or what, right? So we're trying to get that part. I'm gonna change my pen, since now we'll be heading to stage 3. I'll be changing my pen, and we'll be defining the shadows and the information that the details that we'll be giving him. So for example, here for instance, we would be trying to, define it much properly, right? We'll define it like so. Right? Yeah. We add these values to it. It makes it look so good, right? I like it when it appears like this, and later on we'll just be adding some of these minor details to signify that he's in motion, right? Yeah, more like it's blurry, or but yeah, this is just final touches that we would want to add on. So we will do that. We will do that. I gotta give this player a number. Guys, what do you think? What number should I give him? What number do you think it's good for him? I give him a 8. What do you think? Is 8 good? I'm gonna shade this blaze a bit darker, because I presume that his jersey, this side is dark, and this side of his jersey is dark, and also this side is also dark as well. So it's just gonna be through his armpit down this side. All of this angle is just it's just dark like that. All right. All right. So we have it like that, and add more information to the side. All right. Right now here, I'll be slanting my pen like this, right? Yeah, now I'm feeling it. Now I'm feeling it. Right? Giving them those but I feel like I messed up this area, so the jersey, this place is looking a little sharp. So I'll try and blend it out in the next phase, right? Just to use like that. Exactly. Just gonna do the same thing here because this side is also gonna be a bit darker. The design of the jersey. This area is gonna be a little bit darker. Then we come in like that, right? Exactly. So we'll be having this. Now we'll be defining under his neck. We'll be defining his neck. I'm just gonna go like so. Now remember how to shade cylinders. If you know how to shade a cylinder, that is the same technique we're using to shade this. All right, now I gotta give this player a number. What number do you think I should give him? I'll probably give him number 3. All right, I got the number on. I'm gonna write the number as well here. Should I put them here? Okay, I'll put it in the middle. All right, I'm giving it number 3. I'm gonna come to his face. I'm gonna shade this place slightly, not too much. And shade this place slightly. Alright, just not too much, just a little bit. Because we have a lot of work that we'll be doing on his face, so we're not gonna rush it on that part. All right, so far we have these information. Now remember, with his boots it's gonna have shin guards, right? So with shin guards we're just gonna make a simple outline here to mimic the shin guards, and after we're just gonna shade them like so. Exactly, right? We shade it a little bit more to give it that shin guard look. Right? Yeah. We have the socks and the shin guard. All right. So right now I'm just gonna change my pen. I'm gonna bring in number 2. I'm gonna bring in 02 for the pen. We were using 0.1 for so far. So now we're gonna change and we're gonna use 02. Right. We're gonna throw in a lot more details and the shadows of this one. We're just trying to give it a lot more information, right? So what I'm going to do is, whilst I'm applying this, I'll be adding these sort of should I call it spikes or strikes, right? Speed, like something indicating that he's in motion, right? Right. Alright, I'm gonna grab my eraser. Make sure that the pen outline dries before you erase them, or it's gonna it's gonna bleed in your work. And trust me, you wouldn't want to have that. Alright. So here we're trying to work with the mid-tones, right? Because this area is dark and this place is overexposed. So here we need to give it a little bit more information that signifies that these are the mid-tones. Somebody asked me, how do you draw fingers? And I would probably need to make a long form tutorial explaining how to do that. I did a couple of research on that and I realized that there's a lot of tutorials on how to draw fingers. I'm not saying that I do a better job, but I'm not even proud of this fingers that I did here, but I feel like it gets the work done, right? I'm satisfied with what I have so far. All right. Okay. So we have this. Now we need some information in his hair, right? And the hair, we're gonna make it bananas. What do I mean bananas? We're gonna make it a little dark, right? And just a few areas would be white, because right now you see a lot of white. So by the time we're through with this, it's gonna be a lot more dark and a few white, right? And bear in mind the white would represent the what is it called, the reflection is what the white would represent. So you just follow the outlines of the shape that you have drawn. It's very important so that the what you're trying to do does not seem so flat, right? So here, just follow, just those spiky strokes, right? Don't overthink it. Just follow the outlines of what you have, of the shape, whatever shape you have provided. Just follow it. Right? Exactly. All right. So we have this. Then I'm just gonna clean this one up. Right? But we're not done. Okay? We are not done. I'm gonna bring in a different pen to do my work. I'm gonna add this here, right? Give him a little bit of a style. All right, I'm changing my pen. I'll take O1 now to add in a little more details, because the hair, I want the hair to be as black as as dark as possible, right? So I don't want it to be, I don't want it to appear so quiet. It doesn't have some sort of volume to it. Oh, right. So we're gonna leave him on so. Wish. All right. So it's gonna get darker some more, but before we do so, I will just take my time and define the outlines of the hair. All right, before we go crazy. So there you have it. Just gonna define it so that I would, when getting out of hand, I have a guide, and these are very necessary. Sometimes when you're in the states, when you're in the flow state, and you don't have the reference or the guide to help you, you might overdo it. And there's nothing wrong with overdoing it. Sometimes you have to break loose, and see how best you can push yourself to create something good. Hey, oh my God, girl, how you doing? Banana is high. His hair looks like he glued aloe vera today. Not going to say hi to me. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't reading. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So you decided not to. Oh, no, I didn't. No, come on. I hope you're still there. I was just reading. I was just sorry, I wasn't reading. I was looking away from the phone. Today, I'm not having a lot of viewers, so I decided to self therapy. I decided to self therapy for myself. Just talk to myself, and see how it's gonna look like. So I checked, and I didn't have. I had like four people watch, and they stepped off. So after they stepped off, it was about maybe, let's say, 2 minutes. I didn't have any viewers step in. So then I just decided that I just want to focus on, um, make it more like a self therapy. I was watching from the beginning just silently because I broke my arm. Whoa, you broke your arm. What happened? Did you fell from a bike? Where did you fell from? I hope you didn't fall, and I hope it's not serious. And I do hope you're not wearing any cast or any band-aids or anything. Yeah. Okay. I fell down. Oh, come on. You were watching from the beginning and you didn't say anything. Oh, emotional damage. And I fell from the stairs. Oof. Ooh. That's not a good sign. Were you playing with your phone whilst you fell? I hope you're not with your phone when you fell. You're not watching. You're not watching my shots when you fell down, right? I'm fine. I just need to stop bothering others for a few. Bothering others for a few days. You have your brother to bother. So what do you mean bothering others for a few days? You have your brother. Plus, it's on the weekend. So I'll be streaming today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. So on the brighter side, you have me to bother. All right. I was running after my brother. Oh, yeah. Why would you want to hit him? Hmm? I have a sister too. I have a little sister, and when I was much younger, we used to fight every time. Like every time. And she tells me everything. Okay. So now, since we have a majority of this thing done, now we're gonna add details and elements to this. I was trying to hit my brother. Please. Right, so we have this. And I'm gonna add in, I'm gonna do a little bit of detail to his shoes, right? At the moment, it looks a little bit too boring. I'm gonna, let me see, draw a shape here and another shape here. Just add some details to it. No, it looks like I forgot about it. Yep, not too much, just a little bit of detail. It is better to fix the foot. I was running. It is better to fix the foot. Why? Is there a problem with the foot? All right, so I have that. Yeah. Right, and I'm gonna do these things, the motion information here. So have you been to the hospital? Yeah, the ball, I'll tackle the ball. I just haven't decided what to do to the ball. Oh, the foot. I think it's because of the perspective that I'm drawing at it from. I think it's because of the perspective. That's why it's making it appear like that. But yeah, I'll re-examine it and adjust it as necessary. Thanks for pointing that out. Have you been able to go to the hospital? And also for the ball, I'm thinking if I need to do something special like a fireball or a normal ball, you know. Yeah, that's why I haven't touched it yet. But since I'm like 60% complete with the layout and this thing, I would start focusing on it. I want it to be a little bit of abstract, you know. I remember once I fell hard on my foot and broke it. Ooh, but I didn't know, and it remained broken until it healed on its own. What? So how could you walk? How can your leg be broken and you can walk with it and you don't know it's broken and it self heal itself? What? You have no idea. Inshallah. Now with this, I'm just trying to tilt my pen took 45 and applied the strokes. I didn't walk and I got out of my room a lot. This is a miracle, you know. But do you believe in miracles? I know I'm crazy. No, no, crazy. I feel like everybody has a little bit of craziness to it. It's just a matter of if you embrace it or you don't embrace it. I think crazy is the new normal, you know. You got to have a little bit of that. All right, I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add. I wanna add something to it that's gonna make it look more abstracty, right? I'm gonna make nice like that, uh, something like this. Right. Now with the ball, I'm just gonna make it more like I remember when I was a kid. You drank bleach and nothing. You drank bleach. What? Maybe it wasn't bleach. You should at least have a runny stomach. You drank bleach. Shh. If I ever get a chance to come to Algeria, I'll come look for you. Right now. So right now we're on stage 4 and we'll be defining, these are defining moments. So I'll be making the ball abstract. I wouldn't make it as the normal ball. I'm just gonna make it just lines, right? Abstract lines to go, not too much. Giving them definition. So now giving the face more definition. you'd better stay in your country. Algeria is Algeria is horrible. You know the funny thing that everybody complains about their country. Everybody, no matter where you are, everybody complains about their country. If regardless if you been in UK, in US, and in Egypt, in Senegal, everywhere people just complain about their country. It's like I never met anybody that some people would speak good about their country, but such people are hard to find. Egypt is worse. Egypt is the worst country. You see, Egypt, it is true that the prices and economy are good, but most of the people are crazy and the temperature is 50 degrees. Woof. Woof. So you don't go out? Do you drive? Right. Yeah, I like the ball like this. I wouldn't want to make it uh, a very beautiful ball. I would just want to make it abstract. You see, that's the that's the beauty of it. All right. And I'll add these lines to it. Try to make it add some more information to it. I'll keep it like that. Yeah. All right. Harassment is high and the temperature is terrible. Ah, Egypt. I've been to Egypt once, but I didn't really experience a lot. You don't go out of the house. You don't go. Of course, you go to school and you meet some friends and some relatives and whatnot. You need social life. Yeah, I like the ball. I like the ball, right? So I'll make the ball like this, make it wiggle like so. I'm gonna add some particles. Um, change my pen to 0.1. Give it a little bit of small detailing. Right, I don't have any friends, but life is better without them. Yeah, I think sometimes the more people you know, the more problem you might have. Sometimes it's just best to just have people that you can trust in your circle, and that'll be it. Like me too. I don't have a lot of friends though. Yeah. All right. Now I'm gonna detail a little bit more with the environment, and I'm gonna add these speed or motion features to the piece. Make it seem like he's in motion. If this was Photoshop, it was gonna be more like a speed blur. No, Gaussian blur. No, motion blur. Yeah, motion blur. Gonna add a little bit of a motion blur to it, right? Add motion blur here and there. Right. Add this motion blur. Remember the boy I told you was taking advantage? Yes, I do remember. It's better to add some shadows to the ball. Yes, I'll do that. But the problem is because right now he's in the air and the shadows have to come to the ground, right? So if I apply the shadows, it might seem that it's flat on the book, right? But I want to make it more like it's standing. You get what I mean? So if I apply the shadow, say if I apply the shadow here, right? That's gonna be like the ground is here, and this foot will be in the ground, and that is not very practical, right? Maybe I can add shadow. I can shade a part of the ball. Let's say this part of the ball, right? I shade this part of the ball. He came to me yesterday and to to crack the code of a game, but I refused. So he started talking badly about me. But I have evidence that he was faking a lot of things. How old is this guy? Right? Yeah. If I'm able to shade a piece of it like this, then yeah. He's 19. Oh, uh, probably probably he's trying to use his age to sort of bully you. Why would you invite him to come and crack a code for you? So I called him and asked him which page or picture to start with. I meant the guidance I was going to give people. Oh, you didn't have anybody else. Oh, probably you couldn't ask ChatGPT. Sometimes I feel like when you stay away from people, so people that have bad energy, if you stay away from people, you protect yourself. You know, so if he's not the kind that uplifts you, you probably would want to just stay away from him. Bullying, no. I don't let anyone bully me. I will sue him for harassment. Harassment is a minor and forging documents related to his income from YouTube. Oh, he's a YouTuber. But how can you're gonna sue him from YouTube? Oh, he's a gamer on YouTube. Judging from some of our conversation, I feel like you are very smart. But if you sue him, YouTube wouldn't take away his money. Maybe you might just report him, and that will be it. They might. I'm the stupidest person in the world because I helped him build his channel in the first. But you give yourself some grace, all right? You didn't know it was gonna turn out like this, so it's okay. Give yourself some grace, all right? Don't be too harsh on yourself. Plus, hey, you can code. You can what is it called? You can code. You're a gamer. You know how to crack games and whatnot. Hey, to me, that's like 70% of the things I can't do. You know, and it requires a lot of intellect to be able to pull something like that off. So definitely give yourself some credit. He's stealing other people's videos. Oh, that's a problem. then maybe copyright is a yeah. I think you could probably just report it, and there might be a copyright strike on that, or what. I don't know how this YouTube thing works. I'm still not monetized, so I don't know how this whole YouTube monetization and copyright strike works. So I I can't say much in that aspect. All I know is, but if he's stealing other people's video, then he can. The camera is a little too far from the drawing. Sorry about that. Thank you. Maybe if he's stealing other people's drawings, so not other people's drawings. If he's stealing other people's work, then he's trying to do repurposing content. There's something like that, right? Maybe he's repurposing. Is it repurposing, or what's the word? Yeah, he repurposes people's videos, add one or two things to it, and it becomes his. So probably he's doing that, and YouTube allows that. So with that, I don't think you can report him for that, unless he's doing something that, yes, but they need to go to court because he turned off the notification feature. But if you turn your notification feature off, is that a crime? Or is not allowed? Did you help him get his channel monetized, or like how did you help him set it up? I didn't know if you turn off your notification, you could go to court. Yeah, it's not necessary. Don't give him too much energy. All right. Don't give him too much energy. Now, just gonna add in. Wow, that looks amazing. Hey, thank you. Are you watching from two phones? From TV and phone. Whoa. Also, you're chatting from the phone and you're watching from the TV. Smart girl. I said you are smart. I said somehow you were smart. But um there's this art I've been working on. Um okay, I haven't finished it. I'm just gonna show you at the end of this when I'm done. What's the time now? Yeah, it's almost 90 minutes. When it's about 95 minutes, then I'll just stop working on this one. I'm almost done for this. Just gonna preview, make sure everything is well. Anytime I finish my sketch, I like to add scribbles to it. I feel like it adds some sort of information. Oh God, I feel like it adds some sort of information to it. Yeah. Hi. That's look good. Hey, thank you. So you have this. Add some scribbles. It's always good to. I like to add scribbles to it. It makes it. It adds some sort of should I say texture? Gives it some texture and information. I don't like to leave it so flat. Right. So give that you give that information. Give that information because you see like here, the leg, this part of his legs is not we don't have enough room to do that, and also his hands here we also don't have enough room to do that. So I like to add in these details, or should I say information, to help hide, to serve as a texture, and also help hide the all of these unknown. And also it's a good touch, if you would ask me. I don't think it needs anything else. Yes, I think at the moment it looks good, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. The only thing that I wish I can do more of it is make the pants a bit darker. Make this, because maybe the jersey they are wearing add some information a little bit to the jersey, right? So maybe this add some information more to the jersey, the pants, right? Make this place darker than this place, maybe to help differentiate it. Other than that, I feel like everything is it's I'm satisfied with everything. So I'll probably just try to make the pants much darker so that the jersey could be they can differentiate between the pants and the shirts. That's something that I'm just, hey girl, how you doing? Hi, how are you? So I'm just gonna work on this pants, trying to darken it out, make it darker some more, right? So that I can be able to differentiate between the pants and the. How's your day though? But please bear in mind that when you're doing that, leave some information for reflection, all right? Because we would have some reflection even though it's you're wearing a black pants or a black outfit, you still have reflection. Every color has reflection regardless of it, all right? So you keep that in mind. All right, I wouldn't want to do too much at this stage. I'm just going to tackle that part and come back, do it this part. All right, so I do that. Why did gays enter the live all at once? So yeah, I'll just make this pants a bit darker compared to this one. So that's what I'm working on now. Um, I'll change my pencil to O2. I don't know. What don't you guys know? What are you guys talking about? The problem here is the reflection of the pants needs to be well executed or it's gonna make it look very bad. So I need to take my time on how to execute them. Right behind this bum here. behind his bum here. Behind his bum here, make the shadows pop more. Maybe I can give him a little more ass. What do you guys think? Give it a maybe not. I think he's just fine like how it is. I'm just kidding. But anyways, that was just a joke. So I'll just work here, give it a little bit more shadows behind this area. Alright. And in this direction. This direction as well. Yeah, now it's looking darker, right? Like I was able to differentiate between this and this. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to achieve now here. You mean this one? I shouldn't do this one? Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke. I wouldn't add it, all right? Don't worry. I won't add it. Hey guys, let me ask a quick question, all right? I want to get to 500 subs before the end of this month. Can you guys give me any advice? You don't need one, let it on us. You don't need one, let it on us. What do you mean? I didn't get that. You don't need one, let it on us. Just wait a few minutes, please. Wait a few minutes? What do you mean? What's going on, guys? I don't understand. To see how kingdom come. trying to design his pants now. All right, add some information here so that this character can have some sort of features, if I can say that. uh, Add some realism to it, right? Yeah, so I add this feature. I'll add this thing here, and this side of the pants too. I'll also do the same thing here. Alright. Uh, yeah, like that. Now you feel like, okay, it doesn't look the. It's given. It's had some sort of context. We did. Just wait a few minutes. Hi, we did. What do you do? What's going on? Celine, what happened? Hi, Celine, what happened? What are you guys talking about? So I'm adding some detail here on his pants here. And his thigh as well. Give it some information. All right. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of. I need more information upon this. So I think his thigh is okay. Maybe I can, yeah, I can put this logo somewhere on his thigh. Just a few more minutes. Just a few more. What's going on? I'm gonna put a logo here as well. Exactly like that. Right, like that. Nice. So I have the logo. So yeah, these are the details that makes the image come alive, or makes the character come alive. So it's like when you sketch something, you always have to keep in mind about these small details, right? A part of it would have to be darker to the other. And even here, I might have to write a name across his chest here, right? Just a few more. I would have to write a name to his chest here. I don't know what name I'm gonna write. What name should I write? I gotta. Write a couple of write a name across his chest here, right? So I would let me see. Maybe I'll just write the name of my channel, right? I'll write the name of my channel here. Maybe I'll just write Ibihua FC, right? So let's say I can write Nah, that would be so. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'll write. What name should I write? I'll just write FC. Okay. Yeah. Then I can maybe the number 3. I'll start writing the number 3. It disappears, and I'll write here. It disappears, and I'll continue here as well. Then it disappears. Right. Put a number on his shoulder like that. Exactly. Yes. So we add in these details. What the hell is going on? What are these people doing? Add in these details to it. Then these details would help add context to it. And also for the socks as well. I'm going to add a little bit of shadows to the socks. Make the socks here would come like this, and here also would come like this, and here, right, I would be shading all of this these lines that I'm making. Right, so I shade this, then I'll shade this, right? All right, then I'll come and shade here, right? Give it these details. It really, it goes a long way, right? Yeah. And maybe I can write this FC somewhere here on the socks, right? Yeah. And some more outlines here. Yeah. And the fingers, work a little bit more. We only need 3. We only need 3. 3 of what? Celine, what's going on? We only need 3. What are you guys talking about? Maybe I'm not supposed to get involved with your chats. All right, I'll leave you guys to do. I don't know what you guys want to do, but all right, so I'm gonna work on these fingers a little more. I'm going to just shade in between them. Yeah. So far so good. Yeah. Hi. What's? Look at your channel. Um. Let me open my computer. Let me turn on my computer. What happened? I'm looking at my channel. Look at my channel. What happened to my channel? Oh shoot. I'm so close. The subscribers? You mean the subscribers? What are you guys, give me some information. I have no idea what's going on. My dashboard. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I got some subscribers. Did you guys do that? Oh, hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, thank you so much. You guys are out here promoting my channel. How can I thank you? But we are not done. Man, you're giving me goosebumps right now, you know? Don't worry, I'll be here working on my art. Celine said that the hair looks like she put aloe vera. She says she puts aloe vera on the hair. You know what? Anytime I'm gonna see this character, I'm gonna think of that comment, you know? Hey Ishmael. Now here's my favorite part. You know, when I'm working on the hair, mostly what I like to do is to add in spikes, right? I don't know if you can see them. Let me bring my camera a bit closer, right? So I like to add in some spikes here because you know that the hair is not naturally all fine. It has some, it's always out of order, some be flying and whatnot. So whenever I like to work on hair, I like to add these spikes to it. Right? I add in these spikes to the hair to more or less complement it. So I put in the spikes here. right? To give it these details. Now you see what I'm talking about. So these spikes gives it these details, and right, it makes it come alive. I like it like this, you know. It adds this thing of gives it this sort of a texture to it. All right, so it's more like this, and yeah, this is like it, right? Let me try and see if I can change my camera a little bit so that you can see what we've worked on so far. Right, so it's like this, right? All right, so I'm gonna add a couple more details to this pants. All right, I have the logo, I have the number. Let me try and see if I can find a reference of a football jersey to help me identify what I'm looking for. Just type in jersey design. Yeah. Shit, you are moving like this. I'm moving like this. What do you mean I'm moving like this? You are not moving like this. You are not moving like this. What do you mean? I find that most people here, when they talk, yeah, so we have logo on one side and number on that side. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough like as it is. I wouldn't want to stress so much about it. I'll leave it like that. Hey, hi Ishmael. adding in these shadows. Right, just finish this board and that will be it. I can add in a little bit more information to the jersey, but maybe it might be like I'm overdoing it, right? And right, like that, right. Get in some information here, some information here, some information here, right? Yeah, just not let's not overdo it, right? Right, I add in this one, right? Give it a little bit of a little bit of information, yeah. There you go. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys have any question, if you want to see more of stuff like this, kindly leave a like, subscribe. This is just abstract. It's more or less abstract, but isn't that abstract? And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Cheers to all those ones who subscribe. Cheers to those ones who commented. Hey Tochi, subscribe now. Hey, thank you so much. All right, thank you guys so much for subscribing. If you have any question, if there's something that I missed out, any suggestions, any play out, you can let me know. We'll tackle it. And we're gonna come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we have something we're gonna work on, something pretty exciting. I wish I can show you guys, but it's not really completed. Do you remember something like this? We'll tackle something like this for tomorrow, but it's not in this line. It's something similar like this, but has cracks and whatnot into it. So we're gonna do a female version of this one. All right. So tomorrow we're doing a female version of this, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, all of you. Thank you. It's amazing how people come around to support each other, to encourage each other. All right. Hey, Toji, thank you for subscribing. God willing, I'll see you again tomorrow. So stay frosty. All right. And peace out. I'm gonna leave it on for a couple of more minutes. If you want to sign out, kindly feel free to step out. But if not, I'll leave it here on for a couple more minutes. Then I just sign off.